Okay. So as we're coming down on to our backs today, let's just start with some back stretches. So I thought this might feel good for all of us. So we'll draw the knees to the chest. Maybe just give them a little squeeze, holding around or underneath your knees, wherever they're happiest there. And just kind of send that breath down into your lower back and just feel it spreading out across your natural waist, low back towards your hips. Nice big sigh out as you just kind of let everything melt in, just letting go whatever you don't need for this next little while that we are together. And we can just take the knees on a little rock from side to side, maybe even turning the head the opposite direction of the knees, just a gentle waking up into your body today, getting a little information here about how are you feeling? What are you noticing today? And then as you come back to center, let's take some slow circles around with those knees. And for right now, letting the hands guide that movement. So the legs just get to go on a little winter vacation here. So they're just coming along for the ride. Nice and easy. And then a few circles the other way around, just massaging out any stiffness, tightness. Now I say, especially on these cold days, it's nice to take a little extra time to warm up into our bodies. Good. And then as your knees come around, we'll draw them out to the sides. So a wide knee to chest and just hold there. Again, sending your breath down into your belly, your back, your hips. Good. And then bring the knees back together and place the feet back on the floor, about hips width apart or so. So just a nice, easy, constructive rest, feeling the thigh bones sink down into the hips, let the hips be nice and heavy and relaxed onto the ground. You're welcome to let your eyes drop closed if you wish. And just feel everything sinking and settling in. Take a deep, slow breath in through the nose. And a longer exhale out through nose or mouth. Just one more time. Deep, slow breath in through the nose. And that longer exhale through nose or mouth. Beautiful. So now placing your hands here on your hip points. And we're going to go through those same kind of circles that we did with knees to the chest, only feet stay on the floor. So think of tracing that circle around a clock here. We're going to start by tipping the pelvis forward. I think of 12 o'clock being kind of towards our toes. So we're in that arch of the low back. I'm going to roll the hips to the right. So imagine tracing 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. That right hip is pressing down to 3 o'clock. Rolling back through 4, 5, and as you come to 6 o'clock, you're in that tucked position, the whole low back flat on the floor. Then we'll continue around to the left, rolling through 7, 8, 9 o'clock. That left hip is pressing down. Excuse me, rolling forward through 10, 11, and back into your 12 o'clock arch. So just continue around in that direction. And to give you a little extra focal point, see if you can keep your knees pointing towards the ceiling. That makes it more interesting. So we're just isolating, warming, hydrating, and waking up all these muscles here through the lower core, through the pelvis, and the lower back. And don't forget to breathe. We get focused on something and sometimes we forget to breathe. All right, finding a good place to pause there. We're going to change direction. So again, this can just give us a little good feedback about what's feeling stiff, tight, or sore today, where you might want to have a little extra awareness. in your body as we're moving. Good. Let's take one more circle around. As you come back to center, just feel your pelvis back in neutral. Nice big breath. You might feel some warmth and tingly coming into the low back and sacrum area, that fresh blood flow, some fresh circulation coming into any areas that might have been tight. Good. All right. And now from here, let's lift the right knee, right leg to 90 degrees. So there's a little flex in your foot, knee above your hip. I'm going to take the left hand, so opposite hand, and press that against the front of the knee or thigh. So the elbow stays straight. And using a firm but gentle pressure, we'll press the knee and hand into each other. Now just notice when you do that, do you automatically go into what I call a tucky butt? And if you do, can you unwind that? So neutral pelvis, maybe think a little bit more weight into your tailbone. This is just to say good morning to those deep core muscles. Okay, so with an exhale, we're going to press the knee and hand into each other. And then gently release back down. Good morning, everybody coming in. Take your time settling in and just join whenever you're ready. All right, other side. So we lift that left leg up. Foot is flexed. The right hand presses against that knee. Equal pressure, knee and hand into each other. Let's take a deep breath. Try to avoid tucking the hips under as best you can. And can you start to feel that lower core just engaging a little bit more? Okay, and then release that side. We're going to go back to that first side again. So we have right leg and left hand. Take that breath, press the knee and hand into each other. Feel that lowest low core just waking up a little bit. Now we're going to stay there and see if you can float that left foot any amount off of the floor. Maybe you can feel a little deeper connection into the core there. And then one foot and the other come back down. Good. Left knee and right hand press into each other. Stay there, just there for a breath. Exhale, think hugging, wrapping the lower core in and around. And as you're ready, try floating that right foot up and just see how that feels. Good. And then lower back down. Both feet to the floor, both arms, and just let the legs rock a little side to side there. Good. Coming back to center, as we come into this next move, this is just to wake up our brains a little bit more, the right and left brains, getting them all coordinated here. You can do this movement with the knees to the chest, arms to your sides. I know that's not a comfortable position for everybody, so you can do the same movement, keeping your feet on the floor. So just kind of check in there. You could keep feet down, maybe extending opposite arm and leg, or you could keep both knees to the chest, going through that movement. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate here. So here, we'll take the right arm all the way back overhead and push that left heel towards the ceiling. That could be a nice good morning into your hamstring. And then bring both back down to your start position. And then taking the left arm overhead, extending that right heel up towards the ceiling. And back to center. So it's opposite arm and leg. Extending that arm all the way overhead or as far as your shoulder is comfy with. And then back to center. Good. And as you get your coordination flowing there, let's start to weave a breath into the movement. So whichever side you're on, take the length of your inhale to extend up and out. Think of your spine long on the floor. And the length of your exhale to return back home to center. There's a moment to pause. Inhale to the other side. Spine lengthening, arm and leg extend. Exhale, folding back in and pause. Both knees get a little hug into the chest. And from here, now let's extend both feet into the air, both arms overhead. Draw the knees back into the chest, little hug. Your breath, taking that long, slow inhale to extend up and out. And long, slow exhale to fold back in. Let's do two more, moving at your breath body pace. Last one. And as the knees come back to the chest, give them a little hug. Send your breath down into the belly, back, and hips. Take your arms either out to a T position or into a relaxed cactus arm where the whole forearm, back of the forearm can relax onto the floor. Keeping the knees and feet together. And we're going to go back into those sacral circles. So circling around the sacrum without the hands. Now you can make these as big or small as you like. The bigger the range of motion, the more you're going to be warming and activating the core. So you can do however you like here. Try not to rush. Just let it feel nice and yummy in your body today. Neck soft, shoulders soft. Excuse my morning voice. Good. And reverse that circle. So in my world, it feels like a nice moving massage for the hips and back, but also a really gentle way to wake the core up and start to feel that support. Good. One more time around. Come all the way back to center. Hug your knees. So I love having Kitty in here for yoga. She makes me crack up. She is the funniest thing. She's laying in front of her water dish with her head hanging over it and just lapping up the water. She's like, just the most chill thing I can do this morning. All right, friends, stretch your whole body out. Toes to fingers, nice gooey gooey. Reach through one side. Reach through the other side. Lengthen through your waist, through your hips. Good. And then from here, choosing either to come up to sitting for some cat stretches or to all fours for cat stretches. Roll to one side. If you know being on hands and knees just is not a good position for you, just come to any easy sitting pose. Okay. Otherwise, to hands and knees. Take your time getting there. If you are on hands and knees, we'll spread the fingers wide and imagine little suction cups under your fingerprints to just gently grip the floor and take some of that pressure, that weight out of your wrists. Let's all come into a cat curl. So whether you're seated or here, rounding the back, tucking the chin and tail. And slowly bringing that curve up from the hips to the heart as the head looks forward. Imagine breathing in through the heart center, middle of the chest. And then exhale, tuck and round. Good. And continuing there, I'll just demonstrate seated again. Inhaling, thinking of coming up for that breath of fresh air, breathing in through the heart space, shoulders melt back. Exhale, gather the belly in, tuck and round. Warming up through our spine, connecting your movement to your breath. Let's take one more. And as you come back to neutral, again, whether you're on all fours or seated, I'll demonstrate both. Let's circle the torso around. Nice, big, juicy, happy body circles. Okay, so seated or from all fours, it's more hips lead the way, circling around. Good morning, body. Good, let's reverse those circles. Good. And if you're on all fours, we're going to come back to center. Bring your big toes together, knees just a little wider, coming back into any version of child's pose that works for you. So that might just be dropping onto the elbows, might be pressing the hips a little further back to the heels. Go gentle in your knees if you have any things going on there. And if you're seated, it's just a gentle little release forward. Any amount. And together, let's all take that nice big cleansing breath. Just surrendering your weight. One more time. Good. Slowly coming all the way back up. From all fours, you'll just make your way to standing, seated. Stretch your legs out for a second. Give them a little wiggle rock. And then we'll all meet in standing as you're ready. Take your time coming up. What do you think, Miss Kitty Kitty? She's excited because she likes to jump on my chair when I have it out for yoga. Okay, so you may or may not want to have your chair off to the side just to assist with your balance today. Keep your legs a little shaky out. You could hold onto a wall or chair. Let's stay on one leg for a few seconds here. Getting the lymph flowing, getting the blood moving, shaking off anything stiff or sore, achy today. It's like you got something on your toe and you're just shaking it off. We'll do other side, shake it off, shake it off. Okay, come back to center. We're gonna do a little shaking through the hands. So shaking off through the hands. Bringing the arms overhead a little bit more. Bringing them down. Bringing them over to one side. Bringing it over to the other side. Just getting everything flowing. We're gonna go up, out. And just let the arms come down, the shoulders bounce just a little bit. Just getting everything moving and grooving. Good. And then coming to a point of stillness. Your legs hips width apart. Arms at your sides, standing nice and tall. Perhaps closing the eyes down. And just becoming aware of your body in space around you. Becoming aware of your feet on the ground, spreading your weight out across your whole footprint, both of them. A long, slow breath in through your nose. A little longer exhale out through nose or mouth. Blinking your eyes open. And from here, place your hands in the front of your thighs. We're going to take a little forward fold. So if you know you've got some lower back stuff that's a little cranky or you're dealing with any osteoarthritis kinds of things, you might just come into a half fold. So I heard a great description of this from one of my fellow teachers the other day. This might be helpful for you. Imagine that you're closing the car door with your butt. Okay, so there's a slight bend in your knees. You're going to push that car door back. You have a long spine, and it might just be a halfway forward fold for you. You can stay right here, or you might continue to slide the hands down the legs. You're really pushing that corridor back now. And release forward. Hanging out for a moment here. Please bend your knees generously if you need to, if that's feeling quite snug today. Take care of your body. Good. Then we'll slide the hands back to the legs, press down through your footprints, draw your lower belly in as we slowly come back up. It's like a little hinge. The tailbone reaches down, the heart comes forward. If you're feeling lightheaded, keep the chin a little tucked and relax. Standing nice and tall from here, finding a point to fix your gaze on in front of you. We're going to move through our cross crawl. So just tapping opposite hand to knee. And maybe you can come back to that feeling that we had on our back when we were pressing opposite hand to knee and activating that lower core to help stabilize you here. See if you can kind of imagine that feeling or connect to that feeling a little bit more. Breathing easy. Stay with this for a few seconds. Let's do 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, and then back into your mountain pose, closing your eyes, finding your center, taking that nice big breath, and let it go. Feel your weight draining down into your feet. Feel your feet like sandbags on the ground, spreading wide and deep. So you've got a really nice root base of support here. Okay, blinking your eyes open. Now here's where you may want to hold on to something, a wall, a chair, whatever is nearby, just to help steady yourself a little bit more or not. So you can always challenge yourself there. Again, we're going to play a little bit here. So let's find that point of fixed gaze, not so that you're rigid in your eyes, but just softening through the corners of the eyes, using your focus, your gaze to assist in your balance, that lowest lower belly to assist in your balance. And we're going to float that right knee up. So feel a little squeeze of that left booty, that back booty. So we're coming through our stork pose. Okay. I'm going to turn a little on the diagonal so you can see this better. So let me find my new focal point here. All right, so from your stork pose, you could stay right here or start to shift the leg back into a small warrior 3 or stick pose. So the leg comes back, the torso tips forward. Again, you might be holding on to something, squeezing the back booty, making sure that you're not taking that into your back. Let me get my shirt out the way there so you can see better. Okay. Oop, find that point of focus. And then again, moving with this, we slowly bring that knee forward. And you might feel the left leg wobbling about a little bit. That's okay. It's your body calibrating, your inner GPS, figuring out what does it need to do to keep you from tipping over. And then maybe we can do that again. Just kind of play, explore, breathe, smile, feel your awesomeness. Good. And then slowly bring that knee back up one last time. And we'll hold for 3. Drop the shoulders, 2, 1, and both feet to the floor. And then we're just going to do a little fancy prance for the feet there. You can have hands on your hips or hold on to something. Just roll out through the feet, through the ankles. Good. All right, both heels down. Come back to your mountain pose. 1 full breath right here. Feel that lower belly hug. Find your point of focus again. Shoulders nice and soft. As you start to lift your left knee this time, automatically we want to engage the glutes for some hip stability on that right side. So take your time. Side's a little wobblier for me. Okay, again, you can choose to stay right here. Now, I'm just noticing in my body that this is starting to happen. Let me show you. Okay, this, right? So starting to tip back. So if you can, almost think lean into the wind a little, pitch a little forward, and then perhaps we shift that leg back. We'll stick pose or warrior three. And it's not cheating to hold on to something. So do what you need to do there. Gauging again through the back thigh and glutes to help support you, the front core. And then slowly bringing that knee forward and up. Breathing, smiling, let it be what it is. Have some fun with it. Can we maybe do that one more time? We'll extend the leg back. It's a little, remember those tippy birds that would sit on the bird bath? That's kind of what I feel like here. Woo. All right. Remember that wobbles are our friends. That's how we learn to stabilize. Can we hold stork pose for 3 and 2 and 1, and then just bring that foot back to the floor. And again, let's just do a little fancy prance, just to roll through the feet, the arches, the ankles. Give yourself a little stretchy poo there. Good. And then place the feet flat down. Again, maybe just closing your eyes for a moment in your mountain pose. Tune in. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe a little bit more awake. Maybe a little bit more enlivened. Good. Now, blinking your eyes open. And again, you can do all of this with one arm holding onto something or with both arms. So choose your adventure today. Let's come into some flowing heel lifts. Okay, so your gaze is just slightly up, right? Heels and arms, or arm, reach up and try to control it on the way down so you don't go kerplunk. Easier said than done some days. I get that. All right, here we go again with our breath. Inhale on the way up. I'm thinking about pressing down through all 10 toes. And then exhale. It's like something's pulling me up through the crown of my head, even as I lower back down. Yes, do that again. Inhaling on the way up. Exhaling on the way down. Smooth and easy landing. And this last one, we're going to lift and hold. So coming up. Doing your best. If the heels lower down, that's okay. But from here, can you keep your heels lifted perhaps? Bring the palms to prayer in front of the heart. Kind of hug in tummy and glutes. Feel that gathering to center. And then we're going to push the palms forward, pushing any stress away from you. Open them out. And here's the kicker. Can we stay here? This is challenging for me too. Can you look over towards that right hand? Heels might still be up. Whoa, hello. Balance. Okay. Slowly come back through your center. It's a work in progress day by day. Look to the left. Shoulders melt. Back through center. And then finally, thank goodness, lower the heels, lower the arms. Just take that little knee bend, stretch out your calves, your Achilles, keep the heels on the floor. And then we're going to go back to those leg shakes and look at a cute, adorable kitty cat. So just shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Good job, you guys. You all get gold stars. Other side. All right, let's do some ankle rotations. That was a lot on the calves. So some ankle rotations. Whichever foot you're on, stretch it out in front of you with the heel flex. It's kind of a little honky tonk kind of feel. We're going to bend that opposite knee, kind of sit back into that hip and just fold forward. So you get a little hip stretch and a little calf stretch. Yep. Okay, and then come back up. Do your ankle circles on the other side. Good. Right, stick that foot out, flexed. Bend that back knee, sink into that back hip, lean a little forward, hip stretch, calf stretch. Good, and come back up. All right, let's play with one more little standing thing here. Yeah, let's just go through it. Okay, so again, all of this can be done one-handed, okay, or with both. So need something, hold on to it. I'm going to say it ad nauseum. All right, the movement is this. One or both arms sweep up. As you come through prayer pose, let's lift the right knee. So it's into that stork position where we just were. Almost think that lean into the wind. The arms are going to open out to the sides. We push that right heel forward. Everything comes back home to center and place that foot onto the floor. Feel your weight back on both feet. Just the arms, circle up. You come down, the left knee lifts. So think squeeze that right booty. Stabilize. Find your focal point. Arms open out to the sides, leg pushes forward. It's like you're pushing something away from you. We bend the knee, the hands come back together. And back to your mountain and pause. We'll weave a breath onto it, but you can always just let the breath go and focus on the movement. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, lift that right knee, hands come down. Inhale, expand outwards. Exhale, back to center. Both feet to the floor. Feel your weight land for a heartbeat. And then just the arms, inhale up. Exhale, left knee lifts. Expand out. Exhale, back to center. Let's take it one more time each way, just on your own. I'm going to be quiet. I'll just let you find that connection. Just notice if you feel stronger this round. Take that moment to land before you switch sides. As you come back home to center, completing both sides, stay here, mountain pose, one hand over your heart center, one hand over your belly, close your eyes down, and just feel your body and breath. Coming back into yourself, back into your center. And then release your arms. And let's blink the eyes open. Good job, good job. All right, we're going to go back into that forward fold. We'll take it through a little half sun salute here. So let's bring palms together again. And we'll circle them up like we just did. We're going to come through that prayer pose as we fold forward. Remember, shut the car door with your backside. Hands slide to the legs. You can choose half fold or going deeper into those newly worked hamstrings. Take a breath. Let's all come halfway up. Long spine, looking down, and then fold forward again. Press into your footprint, slide the hands up the legs. We come all the way back up, reaching to the sky. Hands to your sweetheart. One more time with your breath. Inhale, circling the arms up. Prayer pose to the heart as you exhale, fold forward halfway or all the way. Yogi's choice. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, release forward. Inhale, press down through your footprint, slide the hands up the legs, and then reach for the sky. Hands home to the heart, pause, breathe, relax, and just tune in to what you're noticing. Gorgeous. All right, let's bring the arms down and we can move our chair out of the way now. We're going to make our way back down to the floor. Okay. So as you're coming back down, let's take a moment in our constructive rest again. Just to let go of that standing effort. Feel your whole body supported by the ground. And then just reach your arms up towards the ceiling and then reach across and hold on to your opposite elbow. So you kind of have a box shape with your arms. And we're going to do what I call the yoga version of the 1980s Cabbage Patch dance. So the arms come down towards your belly, over to one side, up towards your head, over to the other side, and back down to your belly. In essence, you're just making a circle. So a little loving for the shoulders here, circling around. Good. Okay, now come back to center. Bring the arms right above you. Notice which arm is on top or closest to your head, and then just switch. It'll probably feel weird. If it feels weird, you've done it right. And then we're going to circle the other way. So if you don't remember which way you were going the first time, don't worry about it. Just keep moving, lubricating the shoulders. Yeah. Do that just one more time around. Oh, the crunchies in there today. Come back to center. Reach to the sky again. Fingertips reaching up, palms facing one another. And we're going to open all the way out to a T position. Let the back of the knuckles come down to the ground. Feel that expansion across your chest. Big inhale. As you exhale, press the palms together above your chest. And again, inhale, open. Exhale, press. One more time, open, and we're just going to stay right there. Take your feet out a little bit wider so they might come as wide as your yoga mat. And both knees will just gently fall over to the left as you look towards the right. Literally just hanging out here for a few breaths, melting across that right hip and thigh. And slowly roll back up through center, and we'll take the knees over to the right, head to the left. You might find that as you stay there a moment and just breathe into that the legs gently, gently melt towards the floor. So never forcing that, just let gravity assist you. Good. Let's come back up through center, taking the arms down, and go ahead and bring your right knee into your chest, holding around the front of the knee or behind it, either way. And we'll extend that left leg all the way out onto the floor. I'm getting stared at down there. Hello. All right. Notice here, As you pull that right knee to your chest, does that right hip sort of hike up to your shoulder? If it does, can you lengthen out through that waistline? So think both sit bones are reaching towards the end of your mat. Nice big breath. And then just dropping that right arm to the floor, we'll come into an easy twist, bringing that knee across your body to the left. You can choose to keep that right hip on the floor if you know your back is a little bit more tender, or you can kind of tip over a little further if you like. So see where that feels delicious in your body today. Feeding down that right side of you. Just bring that knee all the way back to center. Give it a little squeeze. And if you wish, you could press the knee and the hands into each other. Lift the head and curl up. A little core. Hold. Deepen into your lower belly. And then release the head back down and draw that knee towards your right shoulder. So just a little bit more inner thigh stretch there. And release both legs all the way down to the ground. Give them a little loosey-goosey shake out there. And then just let them flop. Let the toes fall naturally open. Take a moment, take a pause. Okay, now let's draw that left knee into the chest. So again, holding around or under that knee. Lengthening down through the left waistline. So again, our imagery is both sit bones reaching towards the end of your mat. Nice big breath. Let that left hand drop away as we twist to the right and the amount. Breathing into that. Melting into that stretch. Nothing ever forced, just going with your body, with your breath. We'll bring that knee back to center. Give it a little squeeze, or actually press your knee and hands into each other. Optional to lift the head and curl up if you wish, deepening into your belly. So think that lower belly activated, the front ribs slide down towards your hip points. And then as the head comes back down, now we draw the knee into that left shoulder, a little inner thigh stretch. Good. And then again, releasing both legs out. Give them a little loosey-goosey shake out there. Let them flop. Now coming into our crescent moon stretch. So your hips will stay where they are. We're just going to slide the legs, walk them over to the left. So they could stay side by side, or you could cross that right ankle over top, however you wish. Right arm comes overhead, that left arm to your side, down your side. And it's just a little crescent moon stretch to the left, creating length and breath and space through that whole right side of you. Just kind of feeling that warmth of your breath moving down from the armpit into the space between the ribs. Perhaps you can feel your breath moving the ribs. Down through your waist, across the top of that right hip, melting with each exhale. And let's gently release everything back to center. Lift your head, look at your toes, just make sure that your legs made it all the way back to center. And then relax the head down. Take a moment before we go to the other side, right here in your center. And then we'll slide the legs to the right. So again, you could kind of squeeze the inner thighs together, legs squeezed together, or you could cross that left ankle over top of the right. Left arm this time reaches overhead, and that right arm slides down your side body. So as we shorten the right side body, we create that beautiful length through the whole left side. Now, if your low back is talking to you, if you're feeling pinching, pulling, or any general funkiness there, just ease out of it a little. Don't go quite so far. Okay, after a few breaths, after a few moments, you might find that you can just naturally go deeper. Looking for those nooks and crannies you can send a little breath and spaciousness into. Where can you soften effort? Jaw, throat, relaxing through your back. And let's release everything, coming all the way back to center. Again, just check your toes. Make sure your legs made it back in line with your body. Beautiful. Slide your feet onto the floor. Press down into your footprints, arms right by your sides. Press down into your handprints. And we're just going to take a little rolling bridge here. So back to that 6 o'clock tuck that we found early on there. So pressing the low back down, and we're just going to peel the hips up, coming into your bridge. Feel your shin bones stretching forward. You might feel a nice stretch there out of the hip flexors. Okay. And then rolling back down, articulating through the spine, bone by beautiful bone. The hips come back to neutral, just landing on the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale again. We tuck and roll up. Nice and smooth. We're going to stay at the top of that bridge with an inhale. And exhale, rolling back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. So you get a little core work there through the front of the body and a nice stretch and lengthening through the back body. Let's do just one more. So hips neutral as you inhale. Exhale, gather the belly in, tuck and roll up. Knees reach forward as you inhale at the top of your bridge. And exhale, roll back down. Let everything relax for a second. Good. And we're just going to do a little bookend movement here for the brain and the nervous system. So coming back to some of the first movements that we did. So let's draw both knees into the chest. A little stretch there on your low back. Arms by your sides. Opposite arm and leg. Let's inhale, right arm overhead, left heel to the ceiling. Exhale, coming back down. Other side, inhale, left arm overhead, right heel to the ceiling. Exhale, folding back in. We're just going to do one more each side. Inhale. Lengthening through the spine. Exhale, return. Last time to the other side. Both arms, both legs. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, folding in. The length of your inhale to stretch up and out. The length of your exhale to fold back in. Stay right there. Take the arms out into a T position or a cactus and just circle the knees around. A nice yummy massage for back, hips. And reverse, circle the other way. As you come back to center, place your feet on the floor. Open the knees out to a reclining butterfly. So soles of the feet will come together. The knees just relax open just for a moment. We'll close here, softening where you can soften. Hmm. And bringing the hands down to the outside of the thighs, you could give them a little assist here as the knees come all the way back together. And you can choose to stay here in your constructive rest and maybe walk the feet wider and kind of tent the knees, let them rest against each other. Or you could extend your legs all the way out onto the floor. Let's just enjoy a few moments of our Shavasana before we head off into whatever goodness awaits us today. So let yourself get comfy and cozy. It's giving body, mind, and nervous system a moment to integrate your practice. The eyes drop closed, softening the corners of your eyes. Softening all of the muscles of the face. My favorite, relaxing the space between the ears. Ah, sweet release. And relax the ears themselves. And just feel this growing warmth and relaxation spreading out and down through your body, the shoulders, the arms, the hands. All effort is done. Feel your back relaxing on the ground, letting the ground support you, softening the chest, the belly, relaxing the weight of the hips and pelvis. Feel the muscles of the legs relaxing, thanking them for being so incredibly capable of supporting you. And just let them rest. Relaxing the soles of the feet. And feel your whole body relaxing here now. Hmm. Hmm. So, as always, if you have a little extra time you'd like to continue relaxing, please do. You could close the class right here on your back, taking your own time with that. Or if you're ready to come back with me, let's take a little bigger breath again. Finding a little wiggle and stretch through your fingers and toes. Maybe a big stretch through your body any way you like. Bringing all of the strength and focus and energy and goodness back with you into your day ahead as you gather the knees into the chest and roll onto your side. Let's just pause here a moment. And then again, making your way back up into your seated center. Feel everything reorganizing, realigning. Feel your hips relaxed onto the ground. Just feel that lightness of your posture, that lift of your heart. Bringing the hands over the heart center. Imagine a little smile resting right here with the center of your heart. Let's breathe into it. Welcoming in a little bit more peace and ease and joy to your body, mind, and heart today. Bowing into your sweet heart. Thank your incredible body. And thank you for being here today. Namaste. Good work. I think Missy's, I'm going to enjoy a little bit longer Shavasana today.